Hi, I am Adeline Stervinou. I'm going to present to you the work Cognitive Development of Students Using Composition, Recorder and Flute Classes in the Music School of Sobral. Here, it is the region of Ceará in northeast of Brazil, the city of Sobral, and the music school where the flute lessons took place. I think it's important to know the social and cultural reality of this region. In general, it's a region characterized for a large amount of people living with few financial resources that do not allow the majority of the families to send their children to private schools because of the price of the inscription and the cost of the instruments and didactical material. In this situation, the recorder offers several advantages. It is a cheap instrument with an easy musical execution, with the possibility to see the fingers when playing, and the possibility to study it at home. In general, the students begin with the recorder and after they start to study the flute, which is a more expensive instrument. In this case, the music school lends an instrument for the students during the class, and from time to time they can take it at home if the teacher authorizes it. My classes took place in a collective way with students of diverse ages and levels. This proximity of levels allows students to interact, fostering sharing and collaborating during the classes. This teaching type is called collaborative learning, showing an interaction between the students, permitting a quicker and more efficient problem resolution thanks to the cooperation of the students with the teacher. An example of collaborative learning in the music school of Sobral. I have noticed that in the classes of recorder and flute, beginner students show the difficulties in memorizing the content of classes. Most of the times, they confuse the name of the notes with their values, taking, for example, a quarter note as a musical note and a T as a rhythm. They have a lot of difficulties to understand and memorizing these notions of music writing. However, memory is one of the primordial cognitive functions, and sometimes it is difficult to keep it active. Students forget studied elements in between classes, or even during a same class. Within this context, I felt the need to research a method that would keep students' memory active during class, rock memory or short-term memory, and to save such information present in the mind in order to retrieve it later, long-term memory. Therefore, I have used the music composition to focus on memory problems and to eliminate such difficulties, always keeping in mind the benefits of creation in the learning process of a musical instrument. I used this last point, the music composition, to elaborate a Christmas project where students wrote melodies from a Christmas story. The story chosen was Papa Panov's special Christmas. Papa Panov is a good man waiting for Jesus' visit during the Christmas day. He is seeing all day long through all the windows if Jesus is coming, but he is seeing 3 persons walking on the storm and braving the cold weather: a road sweeper, a young woman, and a child. For 3 times he helped these persons, offering food and cold clothes in his house, but Jesus doesn't appear. When Papa Panov is desperate, a divine light enters into his house and Jesus appears, explaining to him that the road sweeper, the young woman, and the child were himself. He visited Papa Panov all the day. In this story, 5 different characters are presented: Papa Panov, the road sweeper, a young woman, a child, and Jesus. I had 5 recorded and flute classrooms with 4 or 5 children to realize the melodies of the characters. Each of the 5 classrooms wrote 1 or 2 melodies for each character. Students of each classroom composed the melodies and I wrote the harmony with 2 or 3 flute or recorder parts.
Tá ótimo.
The story was divided in several moments, illustrated with 11 melodies, all composed by the students. The melodies of the composition project from the text Papa Panov's Special Christmas were made during the classroom, with the teachers' help to adapt the melody to make sense with the text. For each melody, the students adapted a style writing to the character to show throughout music the emotions of each one. Each time Papa Panov helped someone, the end of his melody was adapted as a tonality of the melody's character and used to illustrate his goodness. In the music number 3, the creation was a little bit different because it wasn't a melody but sound effects to illustrate the storm. The flutes and recorders made the wind blowing without emitting sounds. The use of the music composition allowed the stimulation of the students' creation by the musical adaptation of a book story. Moreover, the composition allowed them to progress learning and memorizing new musical elements they needed to write the melodies like notes, musical iterations, rhythms, etc., without confusing any more the name of the notes with their values.